Hey 8th grade, happy Monday. Real quick before we start our lesson for today, I just kind of wanted to go ahead and give you our next test date. We will have 2 more tests in Algebra 1 this year. If you were in the Zoom meeting last week, we did talk about that. So we'll have 2 more tests that we will have to complete. The first one will be next Wednesday. So not this coming Wednesday, but next Wednesday. You will take the test online, and we're going to go through all of that. It's set up for you guys, and you'll just have to log in and take that on Wednesday. So we are going to have a Zoom meeting next Tuesday to review together before the test that's on Wednesday. So you do need to continue doing your lessons, but make sure that you're looking back. Don't forget everything that you've learned. I know we had a week off of school, so but make sure that you are staying fresh with the concepts that we've already covered. So next Tuesday we will Zoom. I will give you more information about that as we get closer to it, and then next Wednesday we will have our next test. So we're going to continue with our lesson. Today we are factoring by grouping. So we've done a lot of factoring so far this year, but this is just another method that we can actually use. So I've already solved both of these, so I'm just going to walk through them with you real quick. So we're going to start over here. Okay, so it tells us to factor xy plus 3ay plus bx plus 3ba. Okay, so I am going to first, I've put parentheses around 2 different groups. So I'm just going to take this and make it into a group, and this and make it into a group. Okay, so in doing that, I now can look at each group and see what factors are in common. Okay, so I'm going to look at xy plus 3ay. Okay, both of these have a y. Okay, so I can take that y out. Okay, that's what I've done here. So I've divided both of these by a y. So when we divide xy by y, we are left with just that x inside the parentheses. And when we divide 3ay by y, we are left with 3a. So I've taken the y out, and what is left is on the inside of the parentheses. Now let's look at this one. We have bx plus 3ba. Okay, they both have a b in common. So I'm going to divide both of them by b. So bx divided by b is just going to give us x. 3ba divided by b is going to be 3a. So taking the b out, and the 3a stays in parentheses. So when you take out the factor, it stays in front of the parentheses, and then everything that's left is on the inside. So now if you will notice, we have y, and then in parentheses we have x plus 3a plus b x plus 3a. So now we have these 2 are common factors, right? These 2 are the same, correct? So I'm going to factor out this x plus 3a. So I'm just going to move that down into leave that in parentheses. And then whatever is left, so because these are the same, I'm just going to factor it out. It's going to come up here. And then I am left with this y plus b. Okay, so whatever is left over, you're going to put it in its own set of parentheses. So this is what we factored out. This is what was left. So this is now completely factored. Let's look at another example. So now we have factor xya minus 4a plus xyb minus 4b. So let's first, we're going to make groups. So we're going to make this first portion into a group, and we'll make this second portion into a group. So we're just going to put parentheses around it to indicate that. Okay, so now I'm going to look for common factors. So common factor here, xya minus 4a, our common factor there would be a. So I'm going to divide both of these by a. So we are left with xy minus 4 there. So we took that a out, and when we did so, we were just left with xy for this first term, and this second term we're just left with 4. Okay, then we have xyb minus 4b. Both of those are divisible by b. So I'm going to divide xyb and negative 4b by b. When we do that, we are left with xy for this term right here, and then this last term we're just left with negative 4. Now if you will notice, again, we have the same thing inside of the parentheses, right? We are left with xy minus b. So because those are common terms, we're gonna take that, we're gonna factor that out of both terms. So we're gonna bring that down here. So we're left with xy minus 4, and then what was not in parentheses, what we had already factored out, we're gonna put that in its own set of parentheses. So we are left with xy minus 4, right, because that's what we took out, and then we were left with a plus b, so that's gonna be our second set of parentheses, okay? We're gonna do one more problem, and then I'm gonna give you some for you to do on your own. So here we have MBA minus 7a plus MBN minus 7n. So we're looking at this as two different groups here. Let's look at these first two terms. A common factor between MBA and negative 7a would be that a, so we're going to take out the a, and what is left is going to stay in parentheses. So what would be left for this first term would be the MB, so that's what we've put here. And when we divide negative 7a by a, we are just left with that negative 7. So we've got a, and then in parentheses, MB minus 7. In this second set, we have MBN minus 7n. Common factors there would be n. So we're just going to take out that n. It's going to be in the front, and then we've got MB minus 7 left. Okay, if you will notice, we are left with the same terms inside of the parentheses. So these are common factors. So we're going to take out that common factor. It's going to stay in the front. And then what is left, I have circled. So we've got an A outside and a plus N. So that is going to be what is in parentheses there. Okay, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, so what I would like for you guys to do today, because it has been so long, because we had spring break, I do want you to do problem set 105. I want you to do all of the odd problems. So it is on page 444, 445. It is 15 problems, and it's just the odds. So I want you to show your work on them, but you can check your answers in the back of the book. Remember, the answers to the odd problems are in the back of your textbook. So if you are stuck on something you don't remember, or if you want to just make sure you got it correct, you can check yourself in the back of the book, or you can call and text me, and I would be happy to walk through you with something. Make sure that you are your tests are going to be open book. So make sure that you know where everything is in your textbook. Use this as a time to practice for your tests. So go back and look something up. If you can't remember how to do it, go back to that lesson and see if you can walk through it. If not, give me a call. I would be happy to walk through it with you, okay? All right, you guys are doing awesome, and have a great day. Bye.